kids, it's me, Miss Booksy. We love spring here at Cool School. After a really cold winter, we can play with our animal friends, smell flowers, and have fun in the sun. Let's watch all of our favorite spring episodes, starting with Old Macdonald.
Hey, Billy Bob.
Yeah, Zeke?
Did you hear about Sam Macdonald?
Old man Macdonald?
Yeah, old Macdonald. I heard he bought a farm.
He did? What kind of farm?
Well, let me tell you about it.
Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo-moo here, a moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere moo-moo. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a chicken, E-I-E-I-O. With a cluck-cluck here and a cluck-cluck there, here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere cluck-cluck. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a goat, E-I-E-I-O. With a mat here and a mat there, here a mat, there a mat, everywhere mat, mat. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a, what did he have? I think he had a dog. Yeah, that's right. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O. With a ruff, ruff here and a ruff, ruff there, here a ruff, there a ruff, everywhere ruff, ruff. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Then on that farm he had a horse, E-I-E-I-O. With a neigh here and a neigh there, here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere neigh, neigh. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a, what did we miss? Oh, that's right, he had a pig, didn't he? Well, old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink oink here and an oink oink there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere oink oink. Old Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Let's go! Woo-hoo! Macdonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Hi guys, it's me, Miss Booksy here at Cool School. We know how much you guys loved Rapunzel, so let's read chapters 1 and 2 again. But this time, see if you can find all the hidden flowers. Once upon a time, there was a man and woman who were very much in love. Let's just call them Tom and Sally. Sally was going to have a little baby. They were so happy, but also nervous because they didn't have very much money.
How are we going to afford all that baby stuff? Diapers and bottles and pacifiers and baby books and baby toys and baby blankets and baby bouncers.
Calm down, you worry too much. Everything's gonna be fine.
No, not fine. Look, we don't have enough room for a baby. And don't even get me started on Dame Gothel.
Did I forget to mention that they lived in a teeny tiny hovel rented from Dame Gothel? Yes, that Dame Gothel, the witch. No one knew for sure if she was a witch, but she wore very witchy-looking clothes and had a very witchy laugh. yeah, Tom was right. Her backyard wasn't exactly the best place to raise a baby. One night, Sally awoke with the most peculiar craving.
I'm hungry. I could go for some Rapunzel flower.
What?
You know, those little weeds that taste like spinach? I want some.
Where am I supposed to get Rapunzel at 3 in the morning?
Dame Gothel has it growing in her garden.
She'll put a curse on me if I steal her Rapunzel.
Oh, shush. She'll understand.
And so that's how Tom found himself creeping around in the witch's garden at 3 in the morning, filling up a basket with Rapunzel flowers. He had just pulled up the last weed when...
Just what do you think you're doing?
Borrowing?
No, you're stealing!
I didn't mean to, I promise. My wife was just hungry. She's having a baby.
A baby?
Yes. Do you like babies?
I love babies. I'll make a deal with you. I won't send you to prison if you let me take care of your baby.
Like babysit? Okay.
Sure, like babysitting.
Dame Gothel cackled her witchy laugh, but Tom didn't get what was so darn funny.
Okay. Thanks.
No, thank you.
Okay. See you around.
When their baby girl was born 2 days later, Tom had completely forgotten about his deal with Dame Gothel, but she did not.
I'm here to take my baby.
What?
Me and him made a deal. I think I'll call her Rapunzel.
And with a poof of smoke, the witch disappeared, taking the baby with her.
Our baby!
Oh no!
Stop her!
Tom and Sally were beyond freaked out. They called the police and formed a search party, but no one could find Dame Gothel and baby Rapunzel. It was like they had disappeared into thin air. But of course they hadn't just disappeared. You know this part of the story. They were in a tower deep in the woods. Here's what you might not know about this fairy tale. Dame Gothel wasn't entirely witchy. She actually tried very hard to be a nice mommy to the new baby. She gave her the best baby toys. She sang her the sweetest lullabies.
Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop.
Well, she tried. Dame Gothel even tried to make silly faces to get Rapunzel to laugh. But baby Rapunzel must have known that this wasn't her real mommy, so she pretty much never stopped crying. The only thing that could calm her down was when Dame Gothel brushed baby Rapunzel's hair.
Oh, thank goodness, finally.
Dame Gothel spent so much time doing Rapunzel's hair that she got really good at it and eventually tried out pretty much every hairstyle there is. And Dame Gothel didn't dare cut Rapunzel's beautiful hair. So over the years, it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. By the time Rapunzel was a young lady, it was like world record length. Hey, Dame Gothel, you think I could enter a hair competition or something? I bet I could win a big prize.
You know very well that you can't leave the tower.
Right, there was that about Dame Gothel. She wouldn't let Rapunzel leave the tower, not even on a super nice sunny day. Maybe one day.
I heard that. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but one day I'll get out. She'll see.
Heard that too.
Let's talk about what it's like growing up in a tower away from all civilization. It can get pretty lonely and very, very boring. Here are the things Rapunzel did to keep herself entertained all those years. I learned to knit. I read every single book in the tower library at least 3 times. I learned to cook international cuisine. Come on and get it! Spaghetti taco sushi! I taught myself different languages. Hola!
Aloha!
Konnichiwa! Buongiorno! Allo? I learned to dance. Ballet, tap, salsa, and hip-hop. I gave myself piano lessons. I counted all my hairs. 1,341, 1,342, 1,343, 1,343. I wrote jokes. What did one wall say to the other wall? I'll meet you at the corner. I studied the effects of boredom on mice. Day 453, Sir Squeakly ignores his cheese. I made jewelry. I learned to meditate. Then one day there was a knock at the door. Huh? Who could that be? Dame Gothel never knocks.
Yoo-hoo! Hello! I'm selling craft boxes. Do you want to buy one?
Craft boxes?
Yeah, they'll keep you entertained for hours.
That sounds awesome! Come on up!
Well, hi there. I'm Crafty Carolina. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Crafty Carolina. I'm Rapunzel.
That's nice. Do you live up here all by yourself?
Well, my mother, Dame Gothel, lives here too sometimes, but now that I'm old enough, I stay here alone a lot.
Oh, you really shouldn't give so much information to strangers, dear.
Oh, well, I never met a stranger before.
Well, that's odd. Anyway, may I show you my crafting wares? Check that out. It's crafting box.
Cool! I'll take two. One for me and one for Dame Gothel.
Oh, well, score. All right, I'll sign you up for two. You got money?
Money?
Yeah, you know, that you buy stuff with?
No, I don't, but I'll trade you. How about this giant sweater?
It's kind of warm out.
Oh, well, how about this DIY jewelry?
It's nice, but
Not really your style?
not really.
Okay, well, why don't you just hang out till Dame Gothel gets here and she'll pay you.
Okay.
So Rapunzel and Carolina spent the rest of the day making crafts. Those crafting arms! Finally, Dame Gothel arrived, but she was very jealous and didn't want to share Rapunzel with anyone, so she was not exactly happy to find Crafty Carolina there.
Get out of this tower!
But she's nice, and she's selling these super cool craft boxes.
This is what I think of craft boxes.
Hey, that's not nice.
You're next.
All right, gotta go.
You are so mean. She could have been my very first friend ever.
You don't need friends, you have me.
Yeah, you're like a great friend.
That's it, you're grounded.
Grounded? But I'm not allowed to leave anyway.
Well, now I'm boarding up the door so no one can ever come here again.
But how are you gonna get in?
Oh, right. I know. I'll call Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And you'll throw your hair out the window and I'll climb up it.
Really?
It's a good plan.
And so Dame Gothel closed up the tower so that no one could ever visit Rapunzel ever again. Let's see where all those flowers were hiding. There's one. I found number 2. Number 3 is hiding there. Number 4 is here. Number 5 is right here. And that's number 6. Hi kids, welcome back to the library. Today we're going to read a really amazing, really stupendous, really awesome story called, wait a minute, this isn't a story, it's a question from one of you guys. Amy Montoya said, Miss Booksy, do you have any books that say, why is the sky so far? Why is the sky so far? Why is the sky so far? Amy, I'm gonna find out for you. Well, it says here the closest layer of the sky is about 5 miles from the ground. It's called the troposphere. That's really far. Like, Crafty Carol's art room is like a mile from my library. So that's 5 times that.
Ah, come on, it's not that far.
But why is the sky so far, you ask? Well, I'm gonna check in with one of my friends, Chicken Little. One time, she thought the sky was falling on her head. Hi, Chicken Little.
Hi, Miss Booksy. What's happening?
Well, our friend Amy has a question that I think you can help us with. She asks, why is the sky so far from the ground?
Good question. A lot of things need to fit in there. Planes, butterflies, kites, even superheroes. We need all those miles of space so everyone and everything can fly around without a sky traffic jam. That would be super bad.
Yikes.
Hope that helps. See ya!
Thanks. Bye. You know what, kids? I'm inspired by Amy. I want to answer any questions that you guys have for me. You could ask me something about fairy tales, like what is Captain Hook's favorite food?
Yar! Onion rings!
Or something educational, like how do you say friend in German?
Freund!
Or maybe you just want advice about something, like what do I wear on my first day of school?
A sweater, a skirt, and if your parents say it's okay, a cape!
Hi kids, it's time for a brand new nursery rhyme. Where? Here at Cool School, naturally. It's nursery rhyme time. This one is about a bunny. Perhaps you've heard of him. Little Bunny Fufu? Well, Little Bunny Fufu was a bopper. He just loved to bop things. He was always bebopping and scatting and skiddly-booping all over town. To him, everything was a drum. He beat on the kitchen table. He'd drum on the bus. Little Bunny Fufu would even bop in school. One day, Little Bunny Fufu was hopping through the forest, and he started to think of a beat.
Ba-doo-bop-ba-dee-bop-bop-bop-ba-doo-bop, wow!
He looked around for something to drum. He saw the perfect thing, 5 little field mice in a group, each a different height, just like a drum set. He sat down, said hello, and then started bopping them on their heads.
Hey, what's the big idea? Quit bopping our heads.
But Little Bunny Fufu was lost in the rhythm and he just kept bopping. So the good fairy of the forest, yes, that's a thing, didn't you know? Every forest has a good fairy who watches over the trees and animals. Anyway, the good fairy swooped down and said,
Little Bunny Fufu, I do not want you bopping these field mice on the head. I'll give you 3 chances to behave, and if you don't, I'll turn you into a goose.
A goose? Yeah, right.
And he bebopped out of the forest. But the next day, he hopped right back. He saw the field mice, but just barely as they were trying to hide behind some flowers. Little Bunny Fufu hopped over, scooped them up, and bopped them on their heads. He even put 2 bottle caps on the littlest one's head, so he sounded like a cymbal.
Boopity-bop-bop-ba-da-bop-ba-da-bop.
I'm not a drum. Hey, that hurts my little mouse head.
So down came the good fairy, and she said,
Little Bunny Fufu, I told you not to bop these mice on the head. I'll give you 2 more chances to behave, and if you don't, I'll turn you into a goose. I mean it.
The next day, same thing. Fufu came a-hoppin' and a-boppin'. Boys and girls, the good fairy was losing her patience.
Little Bunny Fufu, I said do not bop these poor little field mice on the head. 1 more strike, and then you're out. Straight to Goose City.
But Little Bunny Fufu just didn't listen. All he heard was, and. You probably saw this coming, but on the 3rd day, Little Bunny Fufu went hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head.
Ahem. Really? You're still hopping through my forest, scooping up field mice and bopping them on the head. I gave you a chance, but now I must turn you into a goose.
And poof! Little Bunny Fufu was turned into a goose.
Honk.
But that's okay, boys and girls, because now he could play drums and trumpet. Well, he just made the trumpet sounds with his new bird beak. But he was good. So good, in fact, that the field mice and even the good fairy went to all his gigs. So, it's actually a happy ending. Smashing.
Once, a very long time ago, there was a big, beautiful pond at which all the animals played. There were squirrels, raccoons, and mice, chipmunks and baby bears, and all sorts of creatures. But more than any of them, there were birds. There were geese and ducks, robins and bluebirds, chickadees and eagles, and of course, the most beautiful of them all, the swans. Every year around the same time, all the animals would gather and they would bring all their little babies so they would get a chance to play together. This particular year, there was a little bird named Milton whose egg got mixed up in the wrong bunch. When he hatched, he didn't look like any of the other ducklings. In fact, he looked very different. Well, as the spring turned into summer, all the little animals started to change. They began to grow into very active little birds who liked to get into trouble. And they would make fun of Milton.
You're so ugly, even a turkey wouldn't be your friend.
Well, all this being made fun of didn't feel so good to Milton. Every time he tried to play dodgeball with the duck babies, they'd all get him out first, even the duckies from his own team. And every time he tried swimming with the swan babies, they'd swim so fast that Milton would be left behind. And every time he tried gabbing with the goose babies, they'd just giggle about Milton until he went away. He didn't seem to fit in anywhere, and it wasn't like he was really ugly. He was just a little different. Well, summer came to an end and all the babies learned to fly, except Milton, for his wings were far too short.
Just another thing I'm not good at,
he thought, as he watched the geese, ducks, robins, bluebirds, chickadees, and eagles leave their summer home.
I guess I'll just stay here and freeze all winter,
he thought as the swans flew beautifully into the air. Milton sulked as he watched the squirrels, raccoons and mice, chipmunks and baby bears all slip into the woods for their hibernation. The days got shorter and air got colder and the pond froze over. Milton found a small cave among the rocks and climbed inside, where he spent the winter alone, wishing that in the spring none of the birds would return. But spring came, and so did the birds. All the little babies have grown up, and they were all calling out for Milton.
I bet he's uglier than ever.
I bet he's so ugly that he ran away and he'll never come back. And they laughed and laughed and laughed until they heard a rustling behind them. And out of the cave down by the rocks came the most magnificent bird that they have ever seen. Turquoise and yellow and black, colors everywhere. He was even more beautiful than the flock of swans. Milton was the most beautiful bird in the land because Milton was a peacock.
Hiya, kiddos! It's fairy tale time. Once upon a time, there was a little chicken aptly named Chicken Little. 'Cause, as previously discussed, she was a little chicken. Chicken Little was a wee little hen who was known around the kingdom for her good advice. All the animals would come to her with their problems. Gus Van Goose would ask Chicken Little about his stories when he couldn't come up with a good ending.
How about they all lived happily ever after? Is that good?
Yes, my good goose. That's a good ending.
Lily Lizardson would ask Chicken Little about sunbathing and proper precautions to avoid sun damage.
This will help. Oh my gosh, Chicken Little, thanks so much.
And Turtle Thompson would ask Chicken Little for help when he couldn't think of a rhyme for his raps.
Change the color of his head to red. Nothing really rhymes with orange.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks, Chicken Little.
Chicken Little always had a solution for everything. Well, one day, Chicken Little was eating lunch under a maple tree when a squirrel rushed by with an armful of acorns. And one of these acorns fell and hit Chicken Little right smack dab in the middle of her head. Then the acorn bounced right back up and into a hole in the tree, leaving no evidence that it was ever there in the first place. Chicken Little looked around. She looked up, she looked down, she looked all around, and she couldn't put her finger on what hit her in the head. Well, Chicken Little always had an answer for everything, and so she thought long and hard.
Let's see, I'm sitting under a maple tree and I happen to know that all maple trees grow seeds that look like tiny little helicopters. So it couldn't have been a seed, and it definitely wasn't a stick. Don't see any robin's eggs anywhere, and there's no kids with slingshots anywhere around. There's only one other thing that's up, and that's the sky. The sky must be falling.
This made Chicken Little very afraid, and there was only one thing to do: tell the king. Chicken Little packed up some of her things in a little bandana, tied it to the end of a stick, threw it over her shoulder, and hit the road.
Honk! Hey, Chickie, where are you going?
I was sitting under this tree here when a piece of the sky fell and hit me right on the head.
Oh my, that must mean... What does that mean?
That means the sky is falling, and I must go tell the king.
Wow, that's scary.
Well, Gus Van Goose was a good goose, one of the best, and so he offered to go with Chicken Little to make sure she got there okay, and delivered the very important news. But they had only travelled a few feet together when...
Hey, girlfriend! Hey, Gus Van Goose! Where are you two guys going?
You haven't heard? The sky is falling, and a big piece fell and almost squashed Chicken Little.
Whoa, that's scary.
That's what I said.
You have to tell the king. That's what I said!
And so, Lily Lizardson joined the two of them on their journey to tell the king the very important news. Well, they only made it about halfway around the lake when...
Hey-oh, Chicky Pie, you look stressed.
Oh my gosh, the sky is falling. A huge piece hit Chicken Little and almost crushed her. And we decided it's so important we have to go tell the king.
Whoa, you're gonna need some protection, girl. That is a long trip. I'll come with you.
And so the four friends traveled to the king, spreading the word as they went. They traveled over the river, through the woods, past grandmother's house, and all the way to the king's castle. And when they got there, the king was surprised to see them.
What are all of you doing here? Shouldn't you be out in the wild?
Get this, king. The world is ending.
And what proof do you have?
A piece of the sky fell down and almost squashed us.
It fell and hit Chicken Little right here, right smack dab in the middle of the head.
May I see this piece of sky that you speak of?
Yeah. Show him the sky, chicken. Show him what you got.
Well, you see, I don't have it.
Then how do you know it was the sky? It could have been anything.
Well, there was nothing above me except for a tree, and there was nothing on the ground around me after I got hit,
And
I always have an answer for everything, so I thought real hard, and the only thing I could think of was...
That the sky was falling?
Yes, King.
Let me ask you something, Chicken Little. Do you think I always have the answers to everything?
Yes, King, of course.
Well, I don't. It's true. Sometimes things happen and I just don't have any answers as to why. And that's okay. Doesn't mean the sky is falling.
So it's okay to not have the answer sometimes?
It better be. According to the Queen, sometimes when I have the answer, I'm not always right. Sometimes the best thing to do is say, I don't know, but maybe we can figure it out together.
And so the king travelled back with Chicken Little to take a look at the tree that she had been sitting under. And after waiting around for a while, a squirrel came running by and yelled down to them,
Hey, guys! Did you see an acorn I dropped yesterday? I got home and counted up my loot and I was one short. I think I might have dropped it around here.
They checked inside the hole in the tree, and there was the missing acorn. The squirrel was happy, and Chicken Little was happy because she learned that the sky was not falling, and that sometimes it's okay to not know all of the answers.
But that's not the end of fairy tale time. Stay tuned to watch The Princess and the Pea.
Hello there, children. Have a seat, or stand. Do what you like. It's Cool School's fairy tale time. Our tale is one of vegetables and princesses. Yes, it's the princess and the pea. Lovely. Once upon a time, there was a very picky prince. His socks had to match his shirt or he wouldn't leave the castle. And he would only eat his peas if they were served with baby carrots and a side of ranch dressing and a pickle. Very particular. His bed pillows had to be fluffed exactly 6 times each before he could even think about going to bed. That little prince grew up and it was time for him to find a princess and get married. But like always, he was very, very picky.
No, too tall, too short, nostrils are too big. Do you prefer dogs or cats? Wrong! I like hamsters. Next. What do you like on your pizza? Pineapple? Ew! Who do you like better, Spider-Man or the Flash? My Little Pony? Wrong answer. Can you rub your tummy and pat your head at the same time? Next!
Who does he think he is, a prince?
Well, actually, yes. Then, one night, a terrible thunderstorm was raging outside. A girl who said she was a princess but was late because of the rainstorm and a shoe falling off in a puddle and her getting a blister on a big toe. Well, anyway, she came to the castle door.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to bother you, but it's literally raining cats and dogs out there, and I really must change into some dry clothes. Plus, the rain makes my hair like totally frizzy, and I just can't deal with that.
But the prince liked her, because he also didn't like it when his hair got frizzy. He told her to come in, and he quickly asked her the important questions one needs to ask when they're picking out a princess.
What do you like better, cats or dogs?
I prefer hamsters.
What do you like on your pizza?
What? Nothing. That would ruin the pizza.
Spider-Man or the Flash?
Duh, Spider-Man.
And she could totally rub her tummy while patting her head while standing on one foot. Wow. The prince really liked her, but he thought she was too good to be true. He just didn't believe she was actually a real princess. He did what any good prince does when he doesn't know what to do. He asked his mom, the queen. She did a quick check on Google.
Oh yes, the classic pea test.
The queen placed one tiny little green pea underneath the mattress in the guest bedroom. If she's a real princess, then she'd feel the pea and wouldn't be able to sleep. Just to be really extra super duper 100% positively completely sure, the queen added another few mattresses and lots of soft feather mattress toppers and, out of habit, fluffed the pillows 6 times each. That night, the princess could not sleep at all. Perhaps it was the rainstorm outside, or maybe a bad dream, or maybe it was the pea. The next morning when they gathered for breakfast, the young lady couldn't stop yawning.
How did you sleep, my dear?
Well, the room was lovely, and the pillows were like perfectly fluffed. But there was this huge bump like right in the middle of my back. It was terrible. I thought it was a huge rock, and it kept me tossing and turning all night. Well, I did some digging, and I found this. A pea!
A pea, you say? I quite love peas.
Oh, so do I. But only with baby carrots and a little ranch dip on the side. Maybe a pickle.
Mom, it's her. She's the one. The perfect princess.
The girl was not only a total princess, she turned out to have a megaton in common with the prince. They were both very picky, but they were very picky about all the same things, so they had to get married. Everyone at the wedding agreed they were a perfect pair. Well, not that kind of pair. Anyway, they were just like peas and carrots. With a little ranch dip, of course. Kind of a fairy tale ending, don't you think?
Hello, boys and girls, ready for nursery rhyme? Well, you've come to the right place, 'cause it's time for nursery rhyme time. Take a seat, pay attention. Very good, let's begin. Here's Mary Mary. Yes, her name was so nice, they named her twice. Hello, Mary Mary.
Hello.
Today we're visiting a very beautiful English garden. This is a very special garden. And who happens to take care of it? Yes, that's right. Mary Mary, the girl you just met.
That's me.
Yes, the girl I graciously introduced you to. Now, in this garden, there are no flowers.
I guess I've got no business being here.
There are no tomatoes, no prized lettuces or carrots. No carrots! That makes me very unhappy. Instead, in Mary Mary's garden, she has silver bells the size of pumpkins, and she loves to ring them every day.
Enough with the bells!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why don't you grow vegetables like everyone else?
Ah, Mary Mary's quite contrary. Yes, she's a little bit different. Mary Mary also has cockle shells in her peculiar garden. Cockle shells, you say? Yes, a mound of cockle shells to remind her of the pebbled beaches of Cape Cod.
Ouch! Ooh, ow, ooh, what a lovely shell. Oh, ooh, ouch!
And instead of gardeners to keep her garden nice and tidy, Mary Mary has maids.
You missed a spot.
Oh, that Mary Mary. So, Mary Mary is quite different. She has an acquired taste in her gardening style, but that's what makes Mary Mary quite contrary. And that, boys and girls, is rather quite lovely indeed. And now for the rhyming part. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells.
Hey, how you doing?
And pretty maids all in a row. Hope you enjoyed this nursery rhyme. Until next time.
Gather round, it's nursery rhyme time. Today, we're going to learn about our friend Mary. There she is. And Mary had an unusual pet. That's right, it's her little lamb. As expected, he's right behind her. Because, quite honestly, Mary's little lamb follows her everywhere she goes. Maybe you've heard about it in a song? Mary had a little lamb. I would keep singing, but it's not really in my range. I'm more of a baritone. Prefer opera. Some jazz, really. But moving on, this little lamb would follow Mary everywhere she went. It followed her to the movies. It followed her to town while she ran errands. It followed her when she sold cookies door to door. It even followed her when she went skiing. Wait a minute, where's the little lamb? I don't see it, do you? Oh, there it is. Hard to find. It seemed the little lamb's fleece was white as snow. Made him blend into the landscape a bit. Oh look, there's little Bo Peep. Hello, Bo. What's that? Oh dear, she's lost her sheep skiing as well. But that's not because her fleece was white as snow. That's because little Bo Peep's sheep are naughty and they've gone over to the expert slope. Even though I happen to know they ought to be on the bunny slope. But look at them go! Adventurous lot, those sheep. Alright, back to Mary and her little lamb. It followed her to school one day, even though the school had just announced a very strict no lambs policy. That didn't stop Mary's little lamb. He wore a disguise and walked right in. Smart little lammy. All the children laughed with delight when they saw the lamb in that costume, until the principal came in and said,
"You're not fooling me! No lambs allowed in my school!"
But no matter, the lamb just waited outside until school was over. And then Mary and all her friends came out and they played, and they pranced, and sang, in a rhyming fashion. The song went like this. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. He followed her to school one day. That was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play to see the lamb at school. And so the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered near, and waited patiently about, till Mary did appear. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. So there you have it, kids. If you love your little lamb, and you occasionally take it skiing, it will follow you forever. Should probably feed it too. I believe some grass would do just fine. Perhaps a flower or two as well. The end. Here it is, nursery rhyme time. This here is Peter.
Hey!
His last name? Piper. We know this because he plays the pipe. Well, it's more like a tin penny whistle, but that's beside the point. When he's not playing instruments, he likes to work in his mother's garden. But here's something else. He loves peppers. Little peppers, big peppers, sweet peppers, pepperoni pizza, and even very spicy peppers. But his all-time knock it out of the park favorite is, you guessed it, pickled peppers. I know, not the most delicious thing, but hey, who am I to say anything about what people like? I like pickled eggs. So, to sum it all up in a tricky, trippy tongue twister, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. But if Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, then how many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? Oh dear, we may never know. But if I had to guess, I'd say 8.
Too spicy, I need water!
How about I give you a glass of water if you can say the tongue twister?
Peter Piper picked a peck of...
Okay, fine.
Ah, boy, that was one spicy pepper.
Alright, here we are. Nursery rhyme time. Alright, so there's a spider. And what is he? He's hairy, of course, but I mean, really, what is he? He's Itsy, right? And also Bitsy. He's an Itsy Bitsy Spider. And he decides, oh, what? I need some exercise. I'm going to climb this spout. It's a water spout. So he's climbing, right? Getting those 8 little legs, a little worked up, feel that burn, right? And then what happens? Not a very good day, is it? Down comes the rain, alright? It washes the spider out. What happens after it rains, kids? The sun comes out, right? It dries up all the rain. And what happens? You have an idea? It comes right up it again. Lesson, if you're small, don't give up. Keep climbing. You might get wiped out, but hey, it's life. Alright. Sum it all up, okay? Itsy Bitsy Spider climbs up the water spout. Down comes the rain and washes the spider out. But out comes the sun and dries up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider climbs up the spout again. Learn your lessons, kids. That's how you do it.
It's time for a brand new adventure with Stupendous Drew Pendous and his mighty pet ultimate. In today's adventure, Drew is going to save stuff. But you already knew that. It was springtime at Cool School. That's the best time ever because you get extra long recess to go and play outside. Except when it rains.
Rain again? What happened to the sun?
Come on, kids. Let's try the rain song just one more time, and maybe this time it'll go away.
Rain, rain, go away, come again some other day.
But Drew had had enough, so he yelled,
No, I can't take it anymore. This rain is totally ruining everything. There's gotta be a better way to bring back the sun and save spring.
Drew, there's nothing we can do. Now take your seat and just forget about extra long spring recess.
There was something fishy going on here, kids, and it wasn't the fish that had migrated to the playground because of all the rain.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Looks like all this rain is coming from those rain clouds.
Drew needed a way to catapult himself into the rain clouds, even though they were kind of dark and scary.
I know! I'll draw a spring to bounce myself up in the air and land right on those rain clouds.
Drew was off! Higher, higher, higher! Just like Superman! Ooh, gotta work on that landing, Drew.
Who are you?
I'm Raina Gloom, and I control the rain.
The ultimate rainmaster, Raina Gloom. She ruins kids' happiness one raindrop at a time.
Who are you?
I'm Drew Pendous, and I'm here to figure out a way to put an end to this rain.
Well, listen here, Pooey Drewy. I'm the Rain Master, and this rain is here to stay.
Before he knew it, Raina was using her super cool water shooting powers to try and knock Drew off the cloud.
Oh, no you don't.
Drew quickly sketched a gigantic fan to blow water back in Raina's direction.
Aha! Your water powers are no match for my fan.
We'll see about that.
Uh-oh! Her rain powers are stronger than I thought! Think, Drew, think!
You gotta bring the sun!
Huh? Who's talking?
I'm Sunny Shiner. I make sure the sun rises and sets on time.
Really? That doesn't just happen?
What? Just happen? Jeez. Actually, it's a great job. Very steady work. Lousy union. I never get a vacation, but I can't complain.
Do you also put the moon up at night?
Nope, strictly sun. The moon's another guy. Warren. Nice fella. Kind of a late riser. Dark sense of humor, actually. His jokes are a little cheesy, but you know, he's in charge of the moon. I'm in charge of the sun. And I make sure you kids enjoy recess.
Actually, that's kind of why I'm here. What's going on with recess and spring?
Raina, who's a real piece of work, very moody. She's been keeping me captive on this cloud, so I can't do my job.
How are we gonna stop her?
Well, you could start by helping me get out of here so I can get the sun back in place and put an end to all this rain.
I have just the solution.
Then Drew sketched a giant pogo stick built for two, and he and Sunny got on.
This will take us right up to the sun.
No, come back! I'm not done with you!
Ha! Too bad! Drew and Sunny used the giant pogo stick to bounce way, way up into the air until they finally landed on the sun.
It's awfully hot up here.
Yeah, you get used to it. Now quick, let's get the sun back in place so we can stop Raina from raining on everyone's parade. Drew, sketch a giant bulldozer and move the sun right back where it belongs.
Woo! We did it! Spring is back!
From down below, Drew and Sonny could hear Raina's gloomy voice fading away.
This isn't over. I'll rain on your parade if it's the last thing I do.
Ha-ha! Take that! Nobody messes with spring.
Well, you better get back to Cool School. The other kids are going to be waiting to play with you on the sunny playground. Get it? Sunny?
Yeah, recess is gonna be a blast again. Thanks for keeping the sun shining for us, Sonny.
Just doing my job. Happy spring, Drew. Drew jumped on his pogo stick and bounced right back to Cool School. Ooh, gotta work on that landing, Drew. Spring was back in action, and Drew made it back in time to Cool School for an extra long recess. And now those rain clouds were nowhere to be seen. Drew shouldn't be hearing from Raina ever again.
I hope.
Moral of the story, kids, always use springs to save spring. And don't get on the bad side of a moody rainmaster. They're really mean. Are you ready, boys and girls, moms and dads, cats and dogs? Get ready for a brand new adventure with Drew Pendous and his mighty penultimate. Today, Drew must defend planet Earth in the attack of the glitter slime monster blob. It all started one fine spring day. The skies were blue, the birds were chirping. It was the perfect day for Drew to learn all about plants for his Cool School environmental science project.
I'm going to learn about gardening with my friend Mary.
That's right, kids. That Mary, the one who's quite contrary.
I am not.
Whatever you say.
So Mary, how does your garden grow?
With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a... Ah! Look!
What is that?
It looks like some kind of shiny slime, and it's covered all my plants.
Maybe it's a giant slug.
Ew! Gross.
Drew and Mary followed the trail. The slime was everywhere, and it was smothering all the plants and flowers and grass.
This is bad.
Oh no! Over there!
Monster blob! Ew, he's slimy.
And shiny. Is that glitter?
Wait a second, he's slimy and glittery? Crafty Carol just made glitter slime. Do you think Crafty Carol
created a monster?
Maybe not, but it is all slimy and glittery. You know, like glitter slime.
But my glitter slime craft is right here.
Think back. Did anything strange happen?
Well, I should get up and wash my hands, but for now I'm just gonna...
That's it!
What's it? I've been throwing stuff back there for years.
Exactly. Maybe the trash and slime turned into radioactive waste. And then that turned into a mutant monster supervillain.
Sounds logical to me.
Crafty Carol, quick! Tell me everything you've tossed back here.
Bits of paper, felt, foam, string, cardboard, tinfoil, duct tape, yarn, corn husks, empty glue bottles, jelly beans, oh, and a hot dog. What? It had mustard on it. I don't like mustard.
Okay, so it sounds like we're mostly dealing with garbage and recyclables.
And a mutant monster. Don't forget that part. We have to defeat it before it destroys the entire Earth.
Right.
He quickly drew his superhero costume and was ready to save the day.
I think I have a plan. To fight a monster, you need a monster. A monster truck, that is. It's a giant monster truck that can go super fast. And it has a trash crusher and recycling built in.
Cool.
And it can do sick flips and jumps.
Double cool.
Let's go.
But Drew, you don't have your driver's license.
I'll drive.
Crafty Carol, Drew Pendous, and Mary hopped into the giant monster garbage truck.
Woohoo!
Wait, everybody buckled up?
Of course.
All right, giddy up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Crafty Carol, try doing a back wheel stand. That will scare them, and then we'll scoop them up. Can you do it?
I've been going to monster truck rallies since you were in diapers. Oh, I got this.
Oh no, we rolled over.
The design must be too top heavy. Don't worry, I will draw springs that will bounce us back up.
Yay!
Wait. It's just more fun if we do some jumps and tricks.
Time to put the pedal to the metal.
The monster truck went super fast over the ramp and sailed through the air toward the mutant monster glitter blob. No, wait, it's me, Simon. Don't smush me, please.
Simon the Frog?
Why were you going to smush me?
We weren't going to smush you.
We thought you were a garbage monster blob, and we were just going to capture you so you'd stop leaving oozy trails of glitter slime and trash everywhere.
Why are you all covered in glitter slime and garbage?
I was playing in your crafting room and I found this glitter slime. It was so much fun to play with, so I was just rolling around in it.
Well, you're not supposed to roll around in it.
Well, then all the other bits of paper and felt and glue bottles and things got stuck to me. I never meant to make a mess. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad we're not dealing with a mutant monster blob, but this is going to take forever to clean up.
Not if I draw a super cleaner robot to help.
Thanks. Oh wait, leave that. Delicious. Drew Pendous, Mary, Crafty Carol, Simon, and the Super Cleaner Robot all work together as a team to clean up the mess.
My garden! It's as good as new!
Yeah, and the whole town is cleaner than ever.
Sorry I scared you guys.
And I'm so sorry all my leftover crafting supplies made such a mess.
Well, it won't happen again. Here's a giant wastebasket and recycling bin. Now let's hop back in the monster truck and do some freestyle tricks.
The moral of the story, kids, never litter, always recycle, and don't roll around in your glitter slime. Oh yeah, and monster trucks are awesome. Hey kids, get ready for a brand new adventure with Drew Pendous and his mighty penultimate. Today, Drew must solve the case of the missing colors. It all started when Drew and Nikki were at Cool School making decorations. Nothing unusual about that.
Hey look, a giant rainbow.
Cool! Tradition says there's a leprechaun's pot of gold at the end.
Really? Well, there's only one way to find out. It's time for the Stupendous Drew Pendous and his mighty penultimate. And these lucky shamrock propeller beanies to fly us to the other side.
Drew and Nikki flew up in the sky and followed the rainbow.
Hey Drew, look!
The rainbow's losing color.
Oh, but there's the pot of gold. Oh no!
Hey, me pot of gold turned into a pot of gray. You naughty kids did this.
Us? No way!
We were just going to see if there was really a pot of gold.
If! Of course there is!
Well, not anymore.
Every St. Patrick's Day, some meddling kids come and try to take my gold.
It wasn't us, we promise.
Then how come you're gray too?
Huh?
Oh no! Drew and Nikki were all gray, and now so was the leprechaun, and all the trees, and the flowers, and the sky.
It's like the color is being sucked out of everything.
What's the matter, Drew? Feeling blue? Or should I say, feeling gray?
Who are you?
Me? I'm Grace. Grace Kale. You know, like grayscale. I'm like taking all your color and there's nothing you can do about it.
Drew thought fast. What could he do?
Just use your pen to draw back the color.
Oh, cool idea.
I don't think so. Drew. Nice try.
Okay, this is getting old. I gotta hit the source. I'm going for the color sucker.
Why don't you just draw a hammer and smash the color machine like a piggy bank?
Why draw a hammer when I can draw a huge hammer fist?
Drew swung his big hammer fist to break open the color machine, but Grace was too fast.
Ha! You're stuck, Drew. Why don't you just give up?
Drew gave himself a pep talk.
Okay, Drew, you're a tough guy. You fought your evil twin, defeated Jimmy Freeze, and saved the Eddies. But now you're stuck in the dirt, and as gray as your Aunt Edna's beehive.
Drew, if you put her in slow motion, I can see how her color-sucking machine works. Then we can disable it for good.
Good idea, Nikki.
Drew made a slow-mo ray gun in the shape of a turtle, 'cause turtles are slow.
Seriously awesome.
No. All your colors belong to me.
Not so fast.
Slow-mo ray gun?
It looks almost like a regular vacuum. I know. We need a huge hairball.
I call it the Technicolor Turbo Clocking Hairball Dust Bunny 5000.
Nice.
Oh no!
Grace Kale's color vacuum sucked up the Technicolor Turbo Clogging Hairball Dust Bunny 5000 and got totally clogged.
Okay, Grace. We can do this the hard way
or the easy way. That's where you just open your vacuum and give us our color back.
You win!
Oh, sorry. I'll deactivate the slow-mo.
You win this time, Drew. But I'll be back.
Why do you want all our color anyway?
Where I live, it's all black and white, and I saw that rainbow, and I wanted to bring it home.
You can't just take a rainbow.
No, but we can give her a little rainbow magic. After all, nobody should live in a colorless world.
That's true, but then you'll scram.
Duh. Thanks, Drew. Or, whatever.
Whoopee!
Grace got her rainbow, and she went back to the land of gray. And the moral of the story, kids, don't take things that aren't yours. Share what you have and appreciate all the colors in your life. And please, don't try to take a leprechaun's gold.
Oh, Mama, if only you knew that your little boy became the dean of Cruel School. Maybe then you would be proud of me.
Mama, look at this evil picture I drew. Not now. I must figure out a way to ruin this playground.
And that, kids, is why I will ruin Mother's Day, if it's the last thing I do. Hello, villains. Welcome back to Bad Guys class, where we learn to be the baddest bad guys ever. Today, we're learning how to ruin Mother's Day.
Ooh, we could bake Mother's Day cakes and add extra sprinkles. And when they bite it, the cake will be really crunchy.
That's a great idea, Timmy. If we wanted to make Mother's Day even better.
Well, there's nothing more evil than no Mother's Day. What if we erased Mother's Day right off the calendar? No balloons, no flowers, no cakes, no breakfast in bed. No Mother's Day.
Goodbye forever, Mother's Day.
Let the games begin. So long, Mother's Day. Morning time. Can't believe today is... I could have sworn I was supposed to do something today.
Drew, bus is almost here.
On my way, Mom. I wonder what's for breakfast today.
Moms across the nation are in protest. They're quitting being moms.
Yeah, my kids haven't thanked me all year for the work I do. You think they even notice? It's about time they figure out how to do some stuff on their own.
It's a mom revolution. What does this mean for kids and families everywhere?
Crazy stuff, huh, Mom? So, what for breakfast?
Whatever you can find in the cupboards, Drewy. Bon appetit.
No waffles or chocolate chip pancakes?
Didn't you hear the news? I'm off duty. Now hurry along.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, son. I'll be home late from work, so make your own dinner.
Hey, guys.
Why so down, Drew?
It's my mom. She's acting different. I think she may be mad at me.
Yours too? I just thought it was because I didn't clean my room.
I thought it was because I've been doing homework at the dinner table.
You get in trouble for that?
Something doesn't feel right, guys.
Oh, I know. What if we throw our moms a party? Those always make me happy.
You mean like a birthday, but like a day for moms?
I'm pretty sure that's what Mother's Day is for.
That's it! Mother's Day! That should be right around now.
But it's gone.
It's as though Mother's Day was just
erased. There can only be one villain behind erasing Mother's Day, Ray Blank. Attention, moms and dads and kids. Mother's Day is back on.
Surprise! Aw, you don't know how much this means to us, kids. We thought you didn't appreciate us.
Of course we do, Mom. You taught me how to be a homework superstar and a whole bunch of other stuff. I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
Not so fast.
Goodbye forever, Mother's Day.
Not so fast. Hey, wait!
Put me down!
Only if you promise to stop ruining Mother's Day.
What do you like about Mother's Day anyway?
It's the one day a year we get to celebrate moms, and only moms, for all the awesome stuff they do.
Maybe your mom. My mom never had time for me.
I'm sure she was just busy. Here, let's ask her.
Mom?
Hey, kiddo, what are you doing hanging upside down?
I was trying to ruin Mother's Day for everyone because I was angry at you for never making time for me.
Never making time? I tried, kiddo. I wish I could have spent all day with my little bad guy, but I was so busy being a supervillain.
Really?
Sure, I was trying to be the best role model I could. What do you say we bond over some chicken liver? Your favorite?
Deal.
I like you a lot, son. Now get down from there. Don't want that evilness to go to your head.
You heard my mom. Let me go so I can get to my chicken liver date. Slowly.
Promise you'll leave Mother's Day alone now?
Yeah. But we'll be back with other villain stuff.
Woohoo! Mother's Day is back on.
Happy Mother's Day! Hey guys, Nikki here, and welcome to the very first episode of the Nikki Show, where we learn and grow and do super cool stuff, even blow stuff up. The Nikki Show, let's go! This show is all about doing awesome science experiments and building cool stuff. And we do it all right here in my bedroom science lab. Nothing like science in PJs, am I right?
Am I late?
Robbie, we already discussed this. If you want to be my sidekick, you gotta come on time.
But it wasn't my fault. My alarm didn't go off, and then I couldn't find my socks, and then I had to make myself some blueberry pancakes for breakfast.
Blueberry pancakes? Well, if you got any leftovers, we can call it even. You can come late any day. All right, guys, today's experiment is...
Clowns!
No, not clowns, Robbie. Clouds.
What? I totally thought you told me clowns.
April's around the corner, you guys. And we all know that April showers bring May flowers.
Especially when Raina Gloom's in town.
Exactly. You'll be seeing a lot of rain clouds in the sky real soon. So get ready to make some of your own super cool clouds. Always be sure to wear your safety gear and have an adult nearby. You know, in case stuff goes wrong.
Whoa!
Whoops. Okay, here's what you'll need. 1 large empty bottle, rubbing alcohol, a push pin, 1 pencil, a small piece of clay, and 1 ball pump. First, pour a little bit of rubbing alcohol into the bottle, close the cap, and shake it up real good so that it gets all over the inside. Shake, 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 shake it. Then, take off the cap and use the push pin to punch a hole right in the middle. You can use your pencil to make the hole a wee bit bigger. This is where you're gonna insert the ball pump, just like this. Squish your clay around the pump in the cap to make sure it's super tight. Then pop the cap back on the bottle, and all you gotta do next is start pumping.
I'm on it.
Alrighty, looks like we pumped enough air pressure in there.
I
cheered you on. So anyway, next you have to pop off the cap so that all the air shoots out of the bottle and turns into a cloud.
Cool.
Robbie, wait! You have to open the cap. Slowly.
Oops. Well, we got a cloud all right.
Nikki! There's gray smoke coming out of your room. I hope you're not making that lava again. It burned right through your carpet last time, Missy.
Just getting ready for bed, Mom. I gotta go before I get grounded. Hi, everybody. I was just getting ready for one of my favorite days of the year, Earth Day. Who's that for?
The Earth, duh. It's the Earth's birthday. I almost couldn't fit all the candles on the cake.
Earth Day isn't the Earth's birthday.
It's not?
Nope. Earth Day is a special day each year that reminds us that we must take care of the Earth.
Well, the Earth is kind of huge. Don't we all have to take care of it? Who celebrates Earth Day?
Well, Ricky, almost everybody. Let's go.
Where?
On an Earth Day world tour. First stop, Tokyo. In Tokyo, they celebrate Earth Day with the big festival in the streets. People come from all over Japan to celebrate the Earth and learn ways to go green.
Go green? Like Shrek?
No, silly. Going green means making changes to the way you live, some big and some small, in order to be kinder to your environment.
Got it. Where to next?
South Africa. In South Africa and many other countries, they call Earth Day Mother Earth Day to celebrate the relationship between us and the Earth.
So Earth Day is still a huge party, but it's more like Mother's Day.
In Brazil, you can adopt an acre of rainforest with a simple donation.
Wow!
In Hungary, everyone rides their bicycles. In Madagascar, they have a big carnival to celebrate the Earth's big day. In the US, lots of people go to the park and plant baby trees called saplings. What's wrong, Ricky?
What am I supposed to do with all this cake? Oh wait, I know.
Here's 3 things you or anyone can do to help keep the Earth clean and healthy. Number 1, use a reusable water bottle to help reduce waste caused by plastic bottles.
Well, that's easy.
Number 2, when you brush your teeth, turn the water off while you're brushing. You could save up to 5 whole gallons of water each day.
That's a lot.
And number 3, turn the lights off whenever you leave a room to save energy. And remember, like our friends around the world say, Mother Earth takes care of us, so we must take care of her.
Look, Ma, I'm keeping it clean.
Looks like I won't ground you, Ricky. This time.
Well, hey there, boys and girls. Crafty Carol here with a brand new craft for you right here at Cool School. Today's craft is gonna make you lose your mind. It's so awesome. Be like, hey, find a mind. I lost it because Crafty Carol told me we were doing peep slime, and it just blew my mind. What is that? We got a box full of peeps, guys. We got peeps. So it wouldn't fit in the craft box, but here's what else we have. Got some oil, some cornstarch, a big old mixing bowl, and what do you know, more peeps. So that's all we need. It's so super simple. So let's get started. Oh, I almost forgot. You do need one more thing. You need a microwave. All right, so I microwaved these for 30 seconds. They don't look that different, but look how soft they are. Whoa. All right, so they're very sticky, FYI, and they can be a little hot. So I want you to get your grown-ups' help when you do this part, okay? I'm gonna do a little cornstarch here, just about a little spoonful. All right, let's do some oil here, and then I'm just gonna mix it all up. Ew! Oh my gosh, I think I need more cornstarch. Kids, help! This craft is part science experiment and part craft, really. Hand washing time. I know. All right. There we go. We got enough oil in there now that we can play with this without it sticking all over our hands and our face and our spoon. Let's move on and let's make some yellow peep slime. So I got my yellow peeps here that I put in the microwave for 30 seconds. They're all jiggly now. So let's add some cornstarch. We're gonna try this time adding a little more. Got a big old heaping spoonful there. There's 2, and definitely want to do more oil than we did last time. Woo! Whoa, this is feeling cool, guys. Look at this, kids. It's awesome. Wow, it's so fluffy. So the more cornstarch you add, the more it turns into almost like a Play-Doh. Look at that! This is perfect. This is perfect slime. Let's make some pink slime. We got our pink guys ready in the microwave. 30 seconds. Gonna add our cornstarch here. Like we're making some crazy ice cream sundae over here. Oh, look at that! Oh my gosh! It's like a little pink cloud. We can stretch it. So cool. All right. Well, we have one more left to do. We're not gonna stop now. Let's make some blue slime. Oh, they're so jiggly. They're like, please, Crafty Carol, please don't turn this into slime. No real chickens were harmed. There we go. Cornstarch. A little oil. Getting this one mixed up here pretty good. I love that it's all stuff straight from your kitchen. That's so cool. Ooh, yeah, the blue came out great. All right, so look at our slime. We have little peeps Then we turn it into slime. Now, one thing I gotta warn you about this slime is it's not gonna last like some of our other slime that we make. You know, some slime, you can put it in a Ziploc baggie, take it out anytime you feel like playing with slime. The Peep slime is eventually gonna get kind of hard and not fun to play with. That's the downside. The upside is, look at this slime. It's so cool. We got Peep rainbow slime, people. It's so cool, all mixed together. And once you mix it together though, obviously you can't unmix it. So think long and hard before you just mix your colors together. But I think it looks so much more awesome like this. It's like unicorn poop. Ooh. So kids, there you have it. Your very own super easy, super awesome DIY Peep rainbow slime. That's the coolest looking slime I think we've made so far. Well, hey there boys and girls. Crafty Carol here with another new craft here at Cool School. Today's craft is super exciting because it involves one of my favorite nursery rhymes of all time, the Itsy Bitsy Spider. 2. Spider-Man, you know, sorta, because it's a spider. And candy. It involves candy. I am making a spider pinata. We're gonna fill it with these lollipops. Super exciting. Okay, so what do you need to make this craft? Very good question. Very glad you asked that. You're gonna need some tissue paper, duct tape, scissors, glue, pipe cleaners for fuzzy little spider legs, some candy, any kind of candy that you like. One of my favorite things of all time for crafts, some googly eyes. And you're gonna need the actual body of your spider. I'm gonna use a China ball. Now these you can get at IKEA or Target, someplace like that. You can also make it out of paper mache, but that's a little bit messy. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do, you take your China ball, and we're just gonna take some duct tape, and we're gonna cover up the bottom. Got a few pieces of tape. All right, so one step down, got our bottom of our pinata. It's ready to fill with candy, but not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, to make the spider legs, I just took some pipe cleaners and I twisted them together and then I bent them into little shapes that look like spider legs. So I've got this one already ready with some tape. I'll just show you what we're doing. And there you go. So then we're just gonna do 8 of these little spider legs because that's how many legs spiders have. Love pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners are among, they're up there in my favorite things list with candy and spiders. So this is, I'd say it's a pretty good day for Crafty Carol. All right, so next thing we do, we're gonna cover this with tissue paper. This is gonna take a while. Bear with me. All right, so you see here, I'm starting with my tissue paper. Right now it looks like he's got a little bit of hair there on top. So what we do with the tissue paper is we cut it into strips like this. And then I also took some strips of tissue paper and I cut little fringe here so it's gonna look like our spider's nice and fuzzy. You just glue the pieces of paper on. Pretty simple. And I'm starting from the bottom so that when I turn my spider upside down, all his little fringe is gonna hang to the bottom. So I'm just gonna put on some glue here. Got my spider friend here looking pretty nice and fuzzy and fun. Oh, you know, one thing with spiders is they have a lot of eyes. Maybe we should add a lot of eyes. No, let's keep it non-creepy and just do 2. Let's see. I give them 2. And we gotta wait for the glue to dry. I heard some of you sounding off in the comments saying that you think you beat me in the staring contest last time we had one, so maybe I'll challenge you to another. All right, ready? Set, go. You blinked, I saw it. I won the staring contest. All right, so let's do the most fun part. Let's stuff this little spider full of candy. And then later when we bust the candy out, we'll stuff ourselves full of candy. That's my favorite part. All right, there you go. I hope you like lollipops. Oh, I sure do, Carol. Lollipops are my favorite. And you know what? I'm just gonna stuff them all in. Put a little lollipop in his hand, give him a little lick. Oh, some more for me? Okay. Thanks, Spidey. Look at this guy. Busted open, candy comes out. It's the best craft ever. Well, hey there, boys and girls. Crafty Carol here at Cool School with a brand new craft for you. Today, I am taking my inspiration from springtime, blue skies, and one of my all-time favorite creatures, the bee. We're gonna make a cute bee kite. And I'm going to use awesome little Maya the Bee here as my model. You can see for yourself why I like Maya the Bee by checking out her movie on DVD. You can look in the description for more details, or as I like to say, bee-tails. Well, okay, so what do you need to make this craft? All you need is a yellow piece of paper, some string, a stapler, some black paint or markers for your stripes, and whatever else you want to decorate your bee with. I've got some fuzzy yellow pipe cleaners and some googly eyes, so I'll also need some glue for that. And that's all you need. This is gonna be the easiest, flyingest, bumblebeeingest kite you ever made, I promise. Now, let's see, what time is it? Oh, I know what time it is. It's time to start making this craft. Well, okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give our yellow paper some black bee stripes. You can use black paint or a marker. I'm gonna use this big marker here, and let's just make some stripes up and down. Bees get a bad rap, but did you know that they help flowers and plants grow? They do that with the pollen they spread around. So next time you smell a pretty flower or eat a piece of delicious fruit, you better think of bee. Thanks, bees. Well, there we go. That's some pretty good looking bee stripes right there. So now what are we gonna do? We're just gonna flip it over, and we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. You are not gonna believe how easy this kite is gonna be to make. So the next thing you wanna do is just fold your paper over like this, and you're just gonna make a nice crease right here. Oh, I'm learning all about bees, how interesting. So the next thing I wanna do is add some antenna. There you go. So I'm just gonna take my pipe cleaners here and just put them right there in the front. And then I am gonna staple them in place. That's how easy it is to get your antenna in there. So the next thing you wanna do is just fold back. Don't fold it down all the way. Don't make a crease in it. You want it to be nice and loose right here. That's where it's gonna catch the wind. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing with the other side. And I'm just gonna staple that down. Now check that out. That's looking pretty good. We've almost got ourselves a kite here. So now we're gonna attach our string so our kite can fly up in the air. Kites need a string or else they just fly away. You never find them again. You know, Maya the Bee is actually a perfect inspiration for our craft because kites fly way up in the sky and Maya flies through the meadow to meet new friends. So, you know, we're both flying. So I'm gonna take this little bit of string here, the same place where you stapled your ends together. And if you want some extra security there, you can tie a little knot, but I think we got it pretty strong here. And last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some googly eyes, and I'm gonna put the eyes right up here. Here we go again, just waiting for glue to dry. And let's add our finishing touch here, the last googly eye. I mean, not the last googly eye ever. That would make me so sad. Well, there you have it, boys and girls. We got ourselves a bee kite here. There's just one step left. We gotta see how she flies. And there you have it, a bee kite, perfect for a warm, breezy day. You might say I'm the queen bee of crafts. Now you know what to do next. Tell me in the comments what craft you want to see next time. Carol listens. Now subscribe and check out more below.